it's quite obvious that positions from 200 and up are positions of power. Positions of 200 and down are positions of force. What makes the difference is, for one thing, motive, intention. What is your primary goal? What are your highest values? What is the basic law that you live by when the chips are down? And these are levels. The lower levels are really levels of victimhood. They all come about by virtue of positionality. As you take a position, you see, you limit your perception. So these are all levels of perception. These are very limited levels of perception in which you scope in on a very, very small piece of reality. And as you live from a higher view of, let's say, identifying with the good of mankind, you end up towards the top of the calibrated scale. So let's see what we mean. Let's say an unfortunate incident happens to you. Let's say you lose some money, or you make a deal and somebody doesn't pay you the money back, etc. Well, you could adopt any one of these positions, you see, depending on what your priority in life it would be. You can be ashamed of the whole thing and not bring it up. You can feel hopeless about it. You can feel guilty and berate yourself. You can feel apathetic, that it's hopeless, there's nothing to be done about it. You can go into grief and wail about it. Ours is a crybaby society. Everybody likes to go into these victim roles. You can get angry about it. You can get indignant. Everybody talks about rights. So rights falls in here somewhere, you know, having to do with anger and pride. This is my right to do something or other. See, right is a rather limited perception, because you can look at the same event from the position of responsibility. Responsibility is way up here. To a person who's responsible, right is just part of the picture, and usually sort of an irrelevant part of the picture. They're not concerned with rights. Down below, people are preoccupied with right and wrong, with morality, with good and bad, and classifying things in those categories. Courage, for the first time, is the capacity to look at both sides of the question. So a person might be, down here might be indignant. A person might be into rage, say, let's sue them. A person might be arrogant about the whole thing or fall into denial. At courage, you begin to look at both the upside and the downside. Everything has a consequence. And you may decide either to act or not act. Neutral is a position of sort of, it's okay if you take action, it's okay if you don't. It's really not all that important. Willingness is willingness to look at it from a higher and a broader viewpoint. Acceptance might be that that's the nature of life. Reason might be taking the intelligent view of it. One's love for one's fellow human being may preclude taking any action. Let's say somebody takes a piece of your property and wrecks it. This has happened to me in the not too distant future, past rather, and it was quite a sizable loss. I could have gone into any one of these positions here, you see. However, I happen to know that the person has no money whatsoever. So, frankly, I didn't even see the point of bringing it up with the person, you see. Well, you could say it's my right. I could have taken a position that it's hopeless to bring it up. I could have gotten arrogant about it. I could have gotten angry about it. But the real thing is, I love that person, and I knew that if I brought this up to that person's awareness, they would have gone into guilt and shame about it. So if you really love somebody, if they can't do anything about a situation, there's really no point to bring it up, because you would be throwing them into the bottom of the box here, where they're going to feel guilt and shame about something which is already past. They can't do anything about it, and they don't have the assets to correct it.